That's right. Live on Chicano Tube. We're back live on Chicano Street. It's the Tuesday edition. We are live. Do me a favor. Let's go through some formalities, cabrones. You already know what it is. Gracias, all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone in the members only. The members only has been since day one, the backbone of the community. Of course, they have all access to content creators, series of fighting. If you don't know what that is, it's a website with a whole lot of violence. And they're all YouTubers, cabrones. Okay, so if YouTubers ever want to throw hands, they call Mikey. If they don't want to throw hands, then they sell wolf tickets. All right, but gracias to all the day oneers, gracias to all the Chicano channels and all the Chicano pages. I got one right here with me in the studio, live from East LA. News with Norbeez, hermano Norbeez. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for that introduction. I'm really much appreciated.
Now, how do you feel, cabron? Tell me about the Dodgers. What are
The,
your honest
the
thoughts? How do
Dodgers.
you feel right now? 'Cause I seen some videos. East LA was lit. I mean, the raza came out like hasta los abuelitos. What went down, and how do you feel? Give me your thoughts.
Well, I was in it. It was that whole most of the videos that you saw was probably like maybe 8 blocks
Yours,
away from my home.
yours.
I think I told you earlier that it kind of sucked because my dogs they hate the
Oh
fireworks, and it was
yeah,
like Fourth of
yeah.
July all over again over here.
What do you
And it
got?
was
Germans? Okay.
no, just a terrier mix.
Protector dogs.
Yeah,
But anyway,
they're good. They're good dogs, but the fireworks do freak them out, and for the most part, I mean, it's great. I remember the last time we were here, and it was also great. But I do want to say that I did stop watching them for a while because they traded Kike. I don't know if you keep up with the
you
Dodgers,
didn't
but
like
there was
that
one.
trade.
I didn't like that trade. It was stupid. How are you gonna get rid of a hitter? That doesn't even make sense. And you got rid of the hitter, then and you got rid of I think one of the Mexican pitchers, which was I think it was Ruiz. So,
Hey,
but I think he,
San Diego gave you problems just like they gave us problems. I went to
yeah,
go see the game. I was at
yeah,
Oracle Arena. I
yeah.
took my daughter. They whooped us 6-0. They went down there and you guys just
Ex-
went head up with them. But obviously, the best man won.
You know what? Yeah, I like to think so because I want to say they got Kike back. They got the whole roster. It got solid, and I mean, getting Otani from the Angels was like pure luck because I didn't think the Angels would ever give up Otani. I mean, when this guy came out of Japan, I mean, he had it all. He was a hitter, he was a pitcher. I mean, I think I don't know what else he was, but there was another thing about him. Hey, shout out to Michaels. Thank you for that super chat.
Yeah, gracias for the super chat. Live on Chicano Street. That's right. Michael Rosas just checked in.
Michael Rosas, a lovely wife,
Appreciate you
Mary.
hitting Chicano
Appreciate
Street,
them
cabrón.
both. But when they got him, I was very shocked because like I said, I didn't think the Angels would let him go. I mean, this guy,
Mm,
he was their golden goose.
he was a hitter.
He was a hitter, but he did get injured. He did get injured, and I think that's when the Dodgers came in and said, "Well, he did get injured.
Yeah, he
We're
did
willing
get
to
injured. The
buy."
same thing with Jerry Jones when he saw Dak. He held
Yeah,
out to the last second of the last day of almost wanting to get traded off the team because
yeah,
he got injured. He
yeah.
he almost busted his ankle. Like pinchy ankle was almost like a L shape.
I want to think it's a thing that these guys do. When they want to get traded or they want a team to pick them up.
But shout out to
I'm not
you
saying Otani did that, but
and shout out to I get the best man won. Like I said, I don't got a hating bone in my body. Way.
I mean the
Sports
dream.
don't get me, all ruffled up or we're gonna throw
Yeah.
chingazos or anything. It's just a sport.
No, no. Although I think one San Diego guy got his ass beat at the Dodger Stadium because I mean, come on, guys, you saw what happened to the Giants fan guy that wanted to talk shit. You don't go to a Dodger Stadium talking shit in front of Dodger people because they will beat your ass. That's one of the reasons why there's no more tailgating in Dodger Stadium
No, this is
because
the thing. This is the thing.
oh,
Let's
you
talk
remember
about
that?
it.
You remember that one, right?
Yeah, let's talk about it. This is the thing. There's people that act like they're not, but they're really unhinged. O sea, they don't drink the alcohol. The alcohol drinks them. and then
Yeah.
their limits get crossed. And I mean, we've all been there and done a pendejada, but that kind of shit in public, the one thing is a friendly fade. Okay, you know what? Let's run it.
Yeah.
Pero frente a frente, háblame a hombre, frente a frente.
Of
And then
course.
some other shit is wanting to stomp out a dude like in steel toe boots, like
Yep.
as if it's this fucking one neighborhood against another. That's some crazy shit.
That is
And
some
all
crazy
we
shit.
did was go and try to watch a baseball game in peace.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, uh, that's just how LA rolls, unfortunately. I mean,
He
you
throws
see,
it on
I
LA all
mean,
of a
that's
sudden.
just
How
LA
you gonna
because
throw that on
you know
LA?
why?
It's
Because
rough out there, huh?
and anybody, yeah, it is. I mean, if anybody can recall like the roughest games you could go to are Raiders games, and I'm talking about like the late '80s, early '90s. I'm not talking about now, where they.
Al Davis.
I have nothing to say about the Raiders right
Al
now.
Davis or I get what you're saying, but of course, like I said,
I had a
LA, you throw it on LA. It's
I
it's
heard a
crazy,
young
yeah.
fan, that was a diehard Raiders fan, jump ship to the Rams because I don't know if you remember, but they played last Sunday, I think.
Cabron. My brother-in-law went to go see the Raider game. He took off Friday and he took off
Majority
Monday.
of the day.
And yeah, the Rams won. Estaba trabajando yo. I was out there shooting way.
Oh, you were doing a wedding, huh? I
I
remember.
was shooting out there. When I pulled up to the venue, I'm like, oh, again, we're on the beach. Que hermosura, way. Que hermosura. Anyway, let's talk about it, Norbeez. I want to get into a couple things. We're shooting it, but everyone that's in the chat, just go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like. If you haven't already subscribed and you're from Chicano Street to News with Norbeez, Run the Fade, both of them, this is what I love about cross streaming, Norbeez. I think we
Yeah.
pioneered this because with the cross streaming, this is
Yes.
the real way that you can join two communities.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And a
It's
lot of
awesome.
people aren't tapped into the cross streaming. And because everyone has their channel and I'm doing my thing, I get that too.
Yeah.
But if it's about growing, then
Yes.
why aren't we growing? Why aren't we
Yes.
connecting communities? And so shout out to
Definitely.
Run the Fade and everyone on Chicano Street. Now let's talk about I want to talk about the Brown Berets. You thought I was gonna let you go.
I
You
love the Brown
thought
Berets.
I was gonna let you go because there was an exchange of text messages.
Mhm.
Okay. And the
Yes.
text messages said we wanted to further clarify. Well,
Yes.
I felt like we should talk about further clarify the founders of the
Yeah.
Brown Berets.
Yes.
So when we were texting, or you know what, say what you want to say in regards to that text. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, as far as
And then I'll come on the back. I'll come on the back end.
the part where I said is that and I had told you that Tony had interviewed Dr. David Sanchez, the guy that is known as the founder of the Brown Berets. This guy's whole story goes back to his mother's cafe, where he held the first meetings of the Brown Berets, where he has his story of how they even got Brown Berets, because that just happens to be the one they had, as far as I can remember. Shout out to
Okay.
Kiawe. Jay, shout out to Kiawe. He had a Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas on his podcast this morning or afternoon, I believe. But it
Yeah,
was a
he's
great
in the
one.
casa mi hermano. Don't forget to
Sorry
hit
if I
that
butchered his
subscribe.
name.
He said I'm a massacre the name.
I'm horrible with names. I need like a month to keep saying it before I get it down.
But it's in the blood. So it's
And
gonna
not
come
just
out.
because his name is like spelled that way.
It's
That
in the
happens
blood though, so it's gonna come out naturally. Sas,
like
you know what I mean?
like
Yeah,
Deborah. I couldn't say Deborah, dude. I would say Deborah.
it's like if we wanted to learn Nawa or any other language, it's like we'd have to talk it every single day, practice it. And just like you can get someone's name down, you can get phrases, sentences, grammar.
Yeah, it's all about repetition. Repetition.
They say we only use like 10% of our brain capacity.
I think that's European Americans, in my opinion. But anyway, going back to what we were saying, Dr. David Sanchez, he's very protective as far as who could call themselves the founder of the Brown Berets. Obviously, he calls himself the founder of Brown Berets because his office, which is here in Boyle Heights, as far as I know, that is what he would say the one and only Brown Beret organization in California. Whereas you will see all these other chapters that are not affiliated with that main one in, I guess you could say, East LA.
Okay.
What's up, Glamour?
Glamour 909's in the house. Go ahead.
But like I said, that's his story, and he does have the. I guess you could say he has the receipts to prove that that's his thing. He
Yeah.
started it. I mean, obviously, there's got to be other people that joined them in it. But as far as the founder, I would say that he's the one that technically could say he's the founder. And
Okay.
that's what we were telling me because he this is a
Yeah.
story. If you go and check out Rodeo on Radio when he did his first interview with Tony, because he did two interviews. But if you check out the first one, he goes on and explaining the whole history of the Brown Berets, all the way to even when they took over Catalina Islands to try to claim it from for Mexico.
Yeah, yeah. And what did I respond to you in a text message? I'm looking at it now, and I said, "I'm in Salas way. ¿Qué sé yo?" No, no, no. But this is what I got from the interview with Carlos Montes. Is I got a story that sounded like the youngsters on the Bronx Tale. They had a little spot. There was a group of them because he didn't name just David Sanchez. He named like another three.
Yeah,
And to me, it was like a Santana with JD at the cemetery moment. Hey, Mundo's here. Hey, he's weak, but he's ambitious or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And the original group, o sea,
yeah,
those first that they've known each other for how long now? I mean, 60
yeah.
years plus.
That's a long time. That's a long
That's
time.
who has friends that long nowadays? 60 years plus. So they know amongst them. So what I got was a story like that. I didn't get one because I titled everything a founder. But I did put on the thumbnail Brown
Yeah,
Beret founder. But to me, if you're first generation and you were there where we made this shit up, you're a founder.
I can see what you're. Yeah, how you could say that.
We
I
were
would see. I
there.
could
We
see
were at the
definitely that
pinky
part.
things. We were getting jumped after the football games, and we made a decision. You know what? We're more than a football team. La Primera lives, and let's go. And
You
Carlos Montes was right there. La Primera lives with his ink.
it's funny that you mentioned gangs because Dr. David Sanchez, he would say that one thing they did was embrace the gang members as far as bringing them in to be part of the Brown Berets, because at the end of the day, they
Yeah.
did need some muscles, they needed some warriors, and they didn't discriminate against a gang member, because at the end of the day, they're brown brothers and they want to protect raza just like they did.
To me, Carlos Montes made a clear distinction. He goes, after we learned, we got beat down by the one time so many times. We learned our rights. We wanted to tell the raza this. And who did they go to? He said they went to the lowriders and they went to the cholos. And I'm glad he said that because that further strengthens my point that Chicanos were the movement of proud
Yes,
people that
yes,
were really wanting to help the community,
yes.
and the cholos is like a byproduct.
It is. It
And they're,
really
of
is.
course, I'm not saying they're not familia. We all have one that we write letters to. Come on.
Yeah. Because I mean, the big difference that as far as Chicano is the whole Chicano culture is everything that's Chicano. When you're for me, when you're in a gang, you're representing your hood. You can go back on not representing, Chicanos. You'll just go back to representing your hood at the end of the day. But funny as it would be, a lot of cholos gave up their hood to be part of the what would you call it? The
The
movement.
movement.
Yes. Shout out Enrique Ledesma. What about Dr. Sanchez? Yes, Dr. David Sanchez. Like we said, he he did two interviews with Tony A on Rodeo Radio where he explains his part in all this, which I thought it was great. I especially loved hearing his story because growing up, you only saw the Brown Berets on TV when they make the news. You never really had the opportunity to really look into them. I mean, we didn't have the internet back then, you
Right.
know? We couldn't just Google them and see who the hell the Brown Berets are, where they're at.
Now, do you
It,
got an opinion on the Brown Berets politics?
you know what? One thing that I did notice,
Because there was a
there is a
lot of comments that went after all these videos that had just dropped. They said Marxist and this and that. And I'm like, Primero, you know what Chicanos do, right? You know, we get a little buzz and talk shit, but
Yeah.
cálmala. At the end of the day,
Or
cálmala. We
at
can have
the
a conversation.
I would, Marxist is a word that gets used a lot to make mainly look at people that just want to help their community. L- Call them that. They'll either call them uh, that word you said, or they'll call them a socialist, a communist. They'll say all these words that would relate to another another part of the world, which I never understood why you would compare how we are to they are, because clearly throughout history you can see that all they do is create wars and take over resources and exploit lands.
Mm,
We don't do that, which is it's
mm.
funny that and I get it. At the end of the day, you see you see mainstream media, you see right wingers that would use these words to put down a movement that is for the people, like really for the people. Like we come up with ways to help our brothers and sisters out.
O sea,
We
boots
don't
in the ground.
we don't need a big cut. You know, if we're okay and we could give more, we're gonna give more. But to a right winger, that you will call that a Marxist, a socialist, a communist. Like
So, so
they should be working harder for what they got. Why are you just giving it to them?
again, that's it's an interesting conversation. Anytime you talk about politics, you're never gonna align 100% with someone. But this is what I said. No, the table that I made, o sea, this Chicano genre on YouTube, we can all have a seat at it to have a conversation.
Yes.
Everyone, bring it
Yes.
on. Come on, bring on the perspective.
Yeah.
And of course, if you listen to me in the daily lives or whatever,
Yeah.
pues vas a agarrar la onda. O sea,
Yeah. Yeah.
how
No,
I
no,
line up
no.
and all that. But I say bring the Brown Berets. They want to come back, and this time
Yeah.
they want to come back seven deep.
Really.
So that one's gonna be kind of hard to. How am I gonna moderate the audio way? Damn, I
70.
just don't want eight different. Well,
Wait,
mine.
how are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do all just like this, all streaming, everybody
They're in different
putting in?
parts. They're in Arizona. They're in Cali. They're in Chicago. But I was supposed to have seven the first time. The first time we communicated, it was
Yeah.
seven, and then
Yeah.
another number, I think five, got thrown out there, and then it was what it was. Like we're rolling now.
Yeah.
So, but then they thought it was
That's
a
a
good first show. They want to run it again.
it's a beautiful thing, man. This is why I love technology, because we could do things like that. We could communicate with people that and give them an audience that is it would be difficult for them to do, because they might not have the resources or the ability to create a platform where you could have multiple people on at the exact same time and give their opinions, their thoughts, and their ideas. Because this is what this is all about. That we're capable of using a technique that only European Americans were able to use with their mainstream media. They control the news networks. They control the shows. They control the movies. They have all control. But now, because of platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we now have the capability to reach our people and people that might want to help the movement. And it's beautiful that you can arrange a day where you could have multiple people like that on, multiple people that have great ideas as far as the growth of the community, of the people. And it's a beautiful thing, man. And
It's a
it,
beautiful thing.
it is, man. And
It's a
wow,
beautiful
there's a lot of comments, man. There's a lot of good comments.
They're gonna
I'm
be
just
flying by. Live on Chicano Street, we got Norbeez in the casa drinking truth serum. They wanna hear us talk about podcasters, but I was trying to talk about something substantial first before we talk about these different podcasters. But we got one in the comment section right there. Cabron, you need to see the dentist, cabron. Straight up. Hater elephants in the casa. You know what I mean? Hey, make a GoFundMe for that cabron, the banda world. He needs to
oh
see
yeah.
the dentist. I'm a merchant scammer, so someone send me a clip, cabron.
Oh yeah, you
And
could
there is
definitely
literally,
you could
I don't know if
YouTube
there's
that.
more than one page, but there's these pages they're saying are linked to that dude, and they're saying that they never got their shit.
I think like two rappers and one other guy that have their videos up on YouTube.
Damn it, that's right. But here, I'm gonna highlight one of my boys. That's right, Salad Bowl 831.
Salad
Of course, I'm
bowl.
biased. I'm a little
Hell
bit
yeah.
biased. All right, hey, I wanted to bring a video on here, and then see if the audio can pay. I wanted to get your opinion. I already got it queued up. This was let's talk about trending stuff that's current right
All right,
now. I
go
always
for it.
like to. It dates the video, so
Yeah.
it also other people probably use it as content too, and that's
I
good.
love
Keep it
trends.
pushing. How about this dash cam of
Dashcam.
this of insurance fraud that went straight out of on the Belt Parkway, and that's in New Jersey or New York. Let's see it. I hope they can hear it
Okay.
and see what we say.
What appears to be an attempted insurance scam was caught on dashcam video as a driver backed into another car on a busy highway in New York.
Damn.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
The driver of the silver Honda cut off Ashpia Natasha, causing her to slam on the brakes. When she didn't hit them, the driver then put the car into reverse and punched the gas, crashing into her. But then the backseat passengers tried to put a covering on the back window as the driver climbed over into the front passenger seat before getting out of the car and pretending to be hurt.
What the
That's
hell?
bad. You
I
gotta be
actually
doing
had
bad
to treat it like an
Yeah.
accident.
shit like that.
I asked them if they
Yeah.
were okay. We were able
Wow.
to exchange information. The guy in the video, he told me that
Don't put this
the
in the Rasta
female
neither.
was
Are
the
they in Mexico?
driver, and she doesn't speak any English.
I'm just
They're rushing to
Anytime
leave.
they have same
They were
time,
like, "Well, we have to
Don't
go.
put this
We
in the
have to pick up our
Rasta neither.
baby."
Taking the videos to the police, they pretty definitively say that they've seen similar scams like this.
According to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, fraudulent automobile accidents occur more frequently in urban areas where there's a greater
Jeez.
volume of vehicles, and criminals prey upon women who are driving alone.
Wow.
Hello,
Oh man, what do you think about that one? That was insane. I said they got to be doing real bad all day long. That's their hustle. Insurance
Honestly,
fraud.
you take out all that green, make it brown desert with a bunch of dry mountains. I would have swore that was the IE.
So I mentioned it on a live way, and someone asked me, Mikey, did you ever
Did
see
you
it?
hear
I
it?
worked at-
Did you hear what I said?
No, go.
I said, I swear you would have taken out all that greenery, made it brown and dry mountains. I swear it would have been I thought it was the IE. The Inland.
See, that's what you're trying to do, cabron. You're trying to bring
I'm a-
LA-IE wars in the comment section.
We've
They're
always
gonna
been
come over
doing
from
that.
Tony
We've always
Vision.
been doing that.
You're gonna bring all of them over from Tony Vision. Nah. Shout out to Tony A.
We
shout out to
started
Tony
that. We
Vision,
started that whole
the
LAIE.
Jedi, Alex,
sir.
all the cabrones over there.
It's
That
always
was
love.
crazy.
It's always love between us and IE because the IE has a lot of good roasts when they come back at me and us.
But where did the beef start, or what? Was it just like some lowrider shit, or?
No, it was just on Tony's live chat. We
No, I'm trying to understand. What would the LA respectfully individuals say? Hey, you guys are from like an hour and a half southeast, don't or what? Or
well, for the most part, I mean, I would like to think that the biggest difference between LA people and IE people is wardrobe. They dress a lot differently over there, and than they do here in LA.
you're still not answering the question. How did the beef in the comment section?
Oh, I thought you meant different.
Between
Well-
LA and IE.
Well, like I said, in Tony's live chat, that's where it started. You could ask anybody. That's where it started. Before I was
Tony
on,
started that
before I was on Tony Ace. Actually, before I was hosting on there, before I would be in the live chat with everybody else, talking with them, and then we would just I would start making fun of IE people. IE people would start making fun of us, LA people. But it was always a banter. It was always like we have a lot of love for IE, for San Diego, for the Bay, for Texas foods, all these foods.
So it's only in the
we-
comment section. It's not in the calles.
no, it's not in the calles, and it was.
Oh,
it's
okay,
always,
I'm not knowing. I mean,
it
I
was-
would know if I knew, but I don't know that.
it was always more of a banter where we would roast each other because nobody roasts
Yeah.
harder than the live chat. That
So the
Tony
LA
Tony
fools
had.
will be like, IE wears ankle socks. And then the IE fools will be like, these guys fucking Spencer Baca, some shit, whatever.
Yes, exactly. That's what we would do. We would
They claim him. No, you claim him. You know, just banter.
Yeah,
banter.
and little by little, we would bring in SD people. We would bring Bay people, Texas people, Arizona people.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to all the raza, man. That dash cam footage is crazy. I want to see if I can find another video. And this one has to do Norbeez. It was crazy. It was una mona.
Yeah.
She caught her boyfriend cheating.
Okay.
And when she caught him cheating, guess the whole story behind this. Let me see if I can find the video. She brought the dude from Mex. Brought the dude sin papeles.
Yeah.
And this dude, like a pendejo, I mean, with a capital P.
Yeah.
Capital P.
Yeah.
Was living here con ella.
Yeah.
Not working already. It's already bad, huh?
Yeah.
Not working. Bad. And then cheated on her. And you know what she did? She planned a date night, went to the border, knocked his ass out like Bill Cosby style.
Yeah. Wow.
And then when he woke up, he had $50. And he was on the other side of the border. You want to bring up the video?
Damn. Yeah, go right ahead. Let it in case nobody knows what we're talking about. Go for it.
Glamon 909. I appreciate you, amiga. Live on Chicano Street. Here's another original Chicano Tube lady. I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless your familia. Let me see if I can find it. Nipsey one. He's laughing. He knows what I'm talking about. I got to find it now. Hold on, gente. Give me a second. I got to find it. I'm going to find it. You know I am.
Yeah.
So the original video that she did, she actually only documented audio.
I'm not surprised though, man. I'm really not surprised. I always tell girls, like, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. You stay with these loser guys because so supposedly you would say that they give you good dick, but look what happens at the end. They fuck you. And not in a good way.
Oh, so you're saying
you tell all these girls that happens to them. They'll say, you ask them, why did you stay with that guy? They'll say they'll love him. They'll say that, but at the end of the day, it's really because they want to admit that the guy had good dick.
What I'm saying is that you're saying sometimes the ladies lift their standards so high they can't see the good man in front of them.
No, it's just that
they want like some picture they see on the internet, or
no, I'm just saying that they lower their standards to the fact that this guy could give them good dick. That they'll ignore the fact that he's talking to other girls. They'll ignore the fact that maybe he's fucking these other girls. Just all right, so because of that reason, not even because he cooks her a good dinner. But you could ask other people. You could ask a lady if I'm wrong. Because I'm pretty sure at least 1 out of 2 is going to say, nah, he's right. He's right.
Norbeez giving Clecha Chicanos for Trump 2024. I already voted, so my vote's in. I actually took 3 votes over there. Maybe we'll talk about Kamala. I don't know. Maybe Norbeez will stop riding the fence, and tonight he's going to tell us who he penciled in. I know it wasn't a libertarian.
I personally, I go to the actual voting poll. I go there.
Oh, that's better.
I like the feeling that I'm there. I'm showing up, and it's beautiful because you see other people show up also.
Okay, so again, there's no video, but we're gonna watch. I think it's a 3-minute reaction. We won't probably watch it all, but at least there was another TikTok family that did like a parody of this.
Really?
But this guy explains. I'm just gonna show you a parody, play some real audio, but she basically did a diddler. A P Diddler knocked him out and took him across the border and said, that bitch you're cheating with me with, have her pick you up.
What the heck happened with this?
Okay, story time de cómo regresé a mi exnovio a México sin que se diera cuenta. Bueno, para empezar, yo me di cuenta que me estaba engañando porque habíamos salido de vacaciones. Entonces, cuando regresamos, yo me quería pasar una...
Wait, she's going to jail for
Okay, so I guess that looks like original footage then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing too.
Fotos a mi celular. Entonces si ven que, o sea, en el iPhone como que las ves para arriba y se ven como muchas pestañitas. Y aquí en Estados Unidos se utiliza muchísimo Snap. Entonces había un mensaje.
Yeah, send me the link, bro. That is crazy.
y yo me acuerdo que yo me metí así como que a ver los mensajes y en Snap se borran los mensajes. Entonces yo me acuerdo que vi, o sea, el
She
mensaje
caught him.
y había muchos que
She
estaban
caught him.
guardados y eso sí se pueden ver, o sea, esos no se borran. Y yo me acuerdo que hasta había fotos y yo dije, no, o sea, me está engañando. Y yo me acuerdo que me metí así como que vi el nombre y me metí en sus contactos y sí estaba, o sea, está bien descarado eso.
All right, of course, we're not going to hear it all. Let me try to fast
Yeah.
forward it. Maybe she gets to the border somewhere, okay?
Order and say get off. Oh my.
Entonces en ese lado a mí me hicieron así, me dijeron, no, vente para, o sea, que me fuera para el otro lado, que me orillara, que porque iban a revisar la camioneta y ya bajé el vidrio y es en ese video que subí, que le están como que revisando, ¿verdad? Y yo me acuerdo que, o sea, le estaban revisando, o sea, la camioneta y
No, she just went to a checkpoint.
ya, pues obviamente
Oh.
ya se había dado cuenta y ya me empezó a decir que no, que por qué me haces esto que estás haciendo y todo eso. Y pues, o sea, yo no le decía nada, o sea, yo le empecé a decir como, yo la verdad le dije, no, pues, tú quieres ser un cabrón, pues sé un cabrón, le dije, pero inicia de ceros y vente tú y que ella te traiga o no sé, o que ella te ayude o no sé, pero pues a mí no me vas a utilizar. Le dije, si quieres ser un cabrón, sé un cabrón y ahorita te dejo acá. Le dije, ahorita te voy a dejar acá. O sea, pues igual ya él ya no se podía regresar, ¿sabes?
Okay, that's
Man.
Damn shit. That is insane, crazy.
Man. That.
She took it all the way. She wasn't gonna half-ass anything, and she said, "You can tell the other chick to pick you up."
Yeah.
And she didn't have to, but she kicked him down 50. But what do the ladies say? We're guys. We only think like that. Well, I wonder what the ladies say in the comment section.
Yeah.
Is that a righteous move, or is there a double standard? If
You
it would have
know-
been a guy doing that to a girl, Norbeez, what do you think would be said?
No, I think the guy got off easy. He got off very easy because somebody that would literally drug you or maybe somewhat drug you and then kidnap you and then take you somewhere like that. I mean, it could have gone another way. She could have gone a lot darker. You would never have been seen. She was like one more step closer to being that person. This guy got lucky. He's alive. Sure, he got caught, but at the end of the day, he's still alive. He gets another shot of coming back and starting all over again. But you really gotta consider what kind of a psychopath would do all this just because she can't keep you to herself anymore. Not saying that cheating is the right thing, but at the end of the day, we're talking about a guy that just probably exchanged pictures or banged some other girl, but she was willing to go this far. That's pretty far to do something like that. He was one step closer to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He got off. He got off easy. He got off easy. For him, if I were him, I would be probably pretty happy that okay, well, fuck. Now I'm starting from zero again. That's fine. I'm alive. I don't know. What do you think? You think he deserved worse, or you think he? What's your thoughts?
Man, I was looking at that cabron, and I was like, pues, it was all kinds of chingaderas that were done already. She brought him over, o sea, ilegal, and then took him back. It's all kinds of shit. If a guy does that to a girl, he's the worst POS on the internet, at least until it's hot, until it fizzles out.
So, in your opinion, right?
Yeah, if the guy does that to say a girl, well, you know what?
That cheated on him, or whatever. What was the case here? That he did cheat on her?
It was absolute concrete proof.
Like
she said she opened up Snap,
and
there was deleted messages, but somehow was able to find a way to recover shit or whatever through an article. Opened up the phone and got the girl's information and saw the messages. And I'm just saying, man, I mean, it's just bad already that he's already freeloading.
Yeah.
He's loading for free the truck.
Tony told me a term for those people. They're called homosexuals.
Loading the truck every day. It's already bad as it is. You're not working. And then you have to end up doing that.
I mean, like I said, Mikey, this guy must have given it to her really good for her not to, pressure this dude to get a job. Like me, myself, I would feel very, very disgusted with myself, humiliated. I would feel ashamed if my chick was the only one working, and here I am just not doing anything to provide for the home.
Well, here's another nugget right here. AOG podcast stepped in the casa. That's true. If a guy does that, he'll go to jail.
And you know what? If anything, she should go to jail for this. I mean, and they should bring the guy back and make him legal. Because,
and then since they said on the internet que cruzaron así y acá, there's like 3-4 charges.
I mean, there's felonies at this point. There's probably federal crimes committed here. Either way, at the end of the day, this guy, even though he's probably a scumbag,
he's a cheater, right? He's a cheater. And it's bad when it's raza, right? I mean, really Mexicans, we had the rap for being machistas. This was decades ago, and then all in the novelas, and then on top of that, being cheaters.
Yeah.
I remember one time, it was a couple months ago, I was at the grocery store, and I got a couple cheladas, and I was right there, and the guy was ringing me out, and he was an older dude, and it was cool. He was cool, and he was like, "Oh, man, a drink tonight, huh?" He goes, "Yeah, the wifey wants me to tone it down, though." And then the guy returned to me, and he said, "Well, at least we're not like most guys out there cheating on their women."
Yeah. Well.
Like, what the fuck? Why did that even come out of his mouth? Most guys cheating on their women. I mean, I don't know. That's right. Pues ya te digo, says Norbeez, aka Azúcar Free. Okay. I want to just mention this one. Let's talk about this that came across this trending, Norbeez. It was the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh yeah, that guy.
They got him, and they got it. These are powerful people.
Yeah.
This is why it's worth talking about, so we can kind of get the onda that you think politics is the all end all. It's like one level, and the shit's really paid like 20 levels above it. The CEO.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was 2024. It's the year of the truth, as we say.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cat Williams said.
Yeah, it's the year of the truth, man. And things are coming out in the light. Things that should have been out. You could only hold secrets for so long, especially when there's so many people involved.
Someone's gonna rat.
Somebody's gonna rat.
Someone's gonna rat. Someone's gonna tell. Why? Because they're gonna put the bright lights under him, and then if they want to, they'll just turn the cameras off, and the guards will fall asleep.
Exactly.
And let that be the official statement.
Yep.
Anyways, Abercrombie and Fitch, the CEO, and others charged in a male model SEX traffic case.
Yeah. I believe that shit.
But is there bail coming?
You know what? If they're good,
friends help friends.
If they're good, they're gonna slide this one under the rug because there are a lot of powerful people, and just like and I'm pretty sure him, just like Diddy, had a lot of cameras all over his places.
These are powerful people.
When you get to a certain point, you have to create your own leverage, because you're gonna need leverage. Somebody's gonna hate on you, and somebody's gonna try to get leverage on you. So I think that's the bad part of getting powerful and rich, that you have to be careful with those things.
Let
me give this example.
Go.
I'm not powerful or rich or known. Okay. So I get this message on my DMs from a girl asking me for selfie pictures. And I checked out her profile, and it seemed, she has pictures of herself. And I have a rule. If we're going to exchange pictures and stuff, I got to video call you. I got to actually see you. I got to see you move. Other than that, I'm going to have to assume that you're catfishing me or you're somebody else.
It's called pre-qualify.
Yeah. So I told this girl like I'm gonna have to video call you and see, and just talk to you. I'm not gonna send you a selfie, but I will talk to you in video. And the funny part is that she kept making these excuses that her phone doesn't accept video calls. I'm like, how are you using Instagram? How are you adding pictures? How are you messaging me? Because apparently through her phone she could only text.
Mm.
But here she is using Instagram. How does that work?
Hello. I mean,
Yeah.
even Obama phones got internet.
Yeah. So I already took that like, okay, she's either catfishing me or
Mm.
this is somebody with a fake profile
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
get me to slip up and send them pictures of myself and maybe eventually trick me into sending other people's pictures. You know?
Yeah, no,
And
exactly.
this is why I tell Tony when not Tony, but this is why I tell the audience when I would do the show with Tony. I would say, guys, if you're gonna send dick pics, go online, go find one that's similar to yours, and send them that. Don't ever send your own shit, because that's how you get burned.
There is a YouTuber who sent his own shit. I'm not gonna say his name, but it's like, yeah, once you do something like that, for one, it's creep shit. But two, to the internet, how it even got on the internet, I mean, that's just wow,
Yeah, bro.
But that guy's you can't come back from that.
No, it's tough when you do things like that. That's why I always tell people, if you really want to send that to a girl, go and find one on the internet, send them that. 'Cause at least later on you can say that's not me, and then you'll be right. You'd be honest, and that would be the truth.
So this dude, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, they're having parties. They're having parties like the
Hey.
Diddler,
Yeah.
but it's all males. And this is, again, you're talking about people, very influential people in the fashion, which you don't have to be the head of the fashion. You just got to like fashion or like the dude that's running all the fashion in the world. And next thing you know, you got power. And these are
Man.
powerful people. So this dude's going to be on bail.
Yeah.
Probably.
They'll probably give it to him. They won't give it to Diddy, but they'll give it to this guy because his complexion.
I don't think they would give it to the Diddler because I think before they
His
got him,
complexion.
they did months and months of paperwork on him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I gotta assume they did the same for this guy also.
No way. This
You don't
guy.
think so?
No, I think this guy can make it go away.
You know why I call that guy's parties where it's
Make
all
it-
guys? I call it the Senate.
I don't have my sampler way to hit the laugh sample. But anyways, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Catfish. Norbeez line. He says, no one's asking you for anything. Oh, stop.
Jay, don't hate.
Stop,
Don't hate because you're married. Okay, you can't hate on that.
All right. And
You
you know
made
what?
that
Here's a good
choice.
question. I don't know. ALG, he brings up good questions. I was just in your neck of the woods. Allá tengo una casa, way, in Chowchilla. And I was over there in the 209. He goes, what do you guys think about Trump putting an 8-hour shift at McDonald's? Did it help him or hurt him? So people are saying that's pandering. That's pandering. And then other people are saying, well, no, pendejos. That's what all politicians do. They'll go to the factories. They'll go to the McDonald's. They'll go flip a pizza and stuff like that. So again, just you got to be boots in the ground and at least have energy to do the job, man. But as soon as he gets in, that's good. And I'll know it. I'm not going to watch it on TV every day. I'll just know it by the numbers.
Yeah.
Just like I know what's happening right now by the numbers.
Yeah. I mean,
What do you think, Norbeez?
I mean, when is it not pandering? Right? When are they not pandering to people?
Everyone's for votes.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing it for a vote, not out of the kindness of their heart.
I definitely think it helped them because McDonald's is not just a regular job. It has a huge history as far as United States history. It's part of United States history. It's part of American society. McDonald's played a big role as far as fast food, American culture. They made hamburgers bigger by them spreading so wide. They were the creators of fast food. No restaurant in the United States can say they invented fast food. That's all McDonald's.
Didn't
That
they have
was-
a huge charity for they used to collect for a foster charity?
They did. I don't know if they do that anymore.
What
I
happened to
know
that
that
money? Mansions or what, like BLM?
I know that the owner that passed away, him and his wife were doing a lot of that kind of work.
Hardcore Christians or
I don't know I don't think they're hardcore Christians for the fact they're multi-billionaire business people. I think when you get to that point,
damn.
I don't think you're much
There's
of a
certain
Christian
gates
anymore.
that you go through, right? And to get into the 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 digits.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But as far as him showing up there is him saying that he's in American culture. He is part of American culture. He wants to be down to the level of the regular Joe, you know. But unfortunately for Trump, I don't know if he talked about this, but here in California, which where McDonald's actually started, you could work a full-time job at McDonald's and still couldn't afford rent. Specifically here in Los Angeles, you could work a full-time job at McDonald's and can't afford rent. I think that's wild. How could you work a full-time 8 hours, put in the work? You've seen people that work at McDonald's. They work really fast. They work really hard.
Now you want to start talking about the economy. I mean, if you want to go full-blown politics now, it sounds like you want to.
But that's
talk
what I'm
about,
saying. Like, you know, if you want, since you brought up that in itself is a statement of, you know, to look into. Did it make him look good or did it make him look bad? I think it did make him look good, but at the same time, it brings up if you're from California or you're from Los Angeles, it brings up that thought that like Trump can work there, but he's not going to be able to afford rent and that 8-hour shift.
That's true. Now the Raza has to work 2-3 jobs, and qualifying for homes is a bitch right now. And so people are looking to see what's going to happen in November. Okay, since we're talking about politics, you wanted to open the can of worms. Yeah. Let's go ahead and open el bote de culebras. Okay, hey. Kamala Harris had a rally. They started shouting from the stands, "Jesus is Lord! Jesus is Lord!" They started chanting. And she said, which she's on a damage control cleanup tour right now by hitting churches now. She said, "You're at the wrong rally."
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I heard about that. I heard about
she made a mistake, right? It was a slip of the tongue.
I saw a reel that was made by a black man commentating on the fact that she went to a black church to talk like that, and somebody from that church, you know, spoke up against her. Yeah. And pretty much called her out on her shit. And I think that's what led her to say you're at the wrong church. But that's her church. How is she going to be in the wrong church? You went there to, you know, communicate with them and find a base, find a middle ground with them. But here you are fucking telling them, go find another church. Like, it really does show you what kind of administration she's going to have when you don't agree with her. If you don't like the way I'm running shit here in this country, go to another country, because this country isn't for you. This is my country, and I run it the way I want to run it.
Well,
That's what she said.
Put yourself in the position of the pastor of the church. How would the pastor of the church look with all that crazy conduct going on in his house? I mean, the house of the Lord, but under his pastorship.
I mean, I would think a good pastor.
Your members are getting arrested for speaking their mind.
I would think a good pastor would find the right passage to have his people understand the situation.
Immediately, he's thinking about the sermon on Sunday. Like, this is the cleanup sermon, right? It's gonna be fire.
That's all they have. That's their ammunition. That's what they have to save the moment. They got to find the right passage for this. I don't want to say
they and say all pastors. There's good pastors. A lot of them are for the sheep, will take the sacrifice, but the pastors that I know have full control and would not allow. Don't go, because it sounds like your feelings are already boiling. Don't get in a public place on cameras with cameras rolling and then say I couldn't control myself. because you've
Well,
seen all these
yeah.
cameras.
Well, I'll tell you
You know
this
what I
much:
mean?
a
It
good
reminds me
pa-
of Alvin and the Chipmunks when he pushed Sonny. But anyways,
right? Well, I would tell you this much: a good pastor would not have invited her.
mm.
A good pastor wouldn't have invited her. A good pastor
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
mean,
A good
a
pastor would
pastor.
not invite any politician
Oh,
into the house.
you mean a
What
good
you would say?
pastor
House.
wouldn't invite a Kamala?
Not Kamala, but any politician, because at the end of the day,
Oh,
they know politicians lie. So why would you willingly bring in a liar? It's like bringing the wolf inside, the sheep's den. I don't know if that sounds right, but you're bringing a wolf in. For what purpose? So
there's a
to see who, who's gonna
separation.
eat.
There's a separation of church and state. There's arguments of separations of church, religions,
As
and
it should be.
yeah, different things and departments in the government, and that's for a reason. So one kind of doesn't affect the other or influence or etc.
Yeah, I
But all
definitely.
these all these
I'm a-
politicians have lobbyists.
Well, I'm a big believer that church and state should always be separate. They should never be together, because at the end of the day, church has its own laws and a government has its own laws. They're never going to meet each other, because the church laws are the church laws. You can't change them unless, depending on what era it is, you might change them.
Well, pastors will say the church laws, the house rules are actually God's rules, but there are other rules that churches put. Like
Yeah.
there's churches that say the women
Yeah.
have to have skirts that hit the floor and have to be covered from wrist to neck,
Yeah. Less is better.
and have a
I would
veil
say.
on their head, and I mean, again, these are in-house rules, but not
Yeah.
God's rules.
Yeah.
You know that, right? You've seen those churches.
The only ones I've ever seen dressed like that are the, what do you call those people? The what do you call them? The Amish. That's the only people I see actually, like,
Yeah, well,
go by
that
those
is
rules.
that's Amish footage. But anyways, forget that's Amish footage. Hit that pinchy like, gente. We got Norbeez in the casa, crashing out with Norbeez. We're gonna get to these podcasters, Norbeez. They wanted to talk about podcasters.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
get to the podcasters. I literally only got one more thing, but Kamala, on the cleanup campaign for church, having a slip of the tongue. The Bible says, "For the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh." So we can't slip up. Again, we're just talking about how another level of you should think before you say when you have cameras in front of you.
Yeah.
But that was a slip. Like, she will say anything for a vote.
I truly do believe she takes at least 1 or 2 shots before she goes out. I do, man. I really do believe she takes 1 or 2 shots. Good swigs.
Man, it calms the nerves, way.
It comes to nerves, but I think it gets to her. That's why. That's when she starts
you know
her
what?
laugh.
She had to make a phone call a couple weeks ago to Obama and say, you know what? I need your help. The fucking numbers is looking like it's too big to rig.
Yeah.
We need help. We only got, like, at this point in pre-polling, 4 out of the 50 states. It's looking to be a landslide. And here comes Obama. And what do you think about Obama's comments telling men that he can feel that they're having some kind of sexist ideology and that he thinks black African American men are not going to vote for her?
Oh, I love it. I love that Barack did that. I love it. And I'll tell you why I love it. I love it because it's pissing off black men. It is pissing them off. And that is exactly what this country needs. Pissed off black men.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to Barack. Because I always tell people, like, what did he do for colored people when he was president? What did he really do? I mean, I know he made rich people rich. I know he made it harder for people to go bankrupt. I know he forced everyone to get health insurance by law. I mean,
left them in a worse position.
I know he has the highest numbers of deportations in all history, all of America's history. I mean, I can't see one damn thing that this guy did good for anybody of color, unless they were rich.
But you know what? Got to give him this. He was just following a system. It was given to him. Hey, we scratch each other's backs. friends help friends, and he was just. I mean, there's other podcasts that I've heard that say his family is this and that he's a plant and the CIA mom and the CIA dad. And
Yeah.
there's some crazy podcasts out there, but I just think he was just following the polished politician role and he fit it really good. And he's a charismatic pinche vato. Or you don't think he's charismatic?
No, I don't think so. Because I already knew that he was not who he said he was. As soon as you saw him be president in the first year, and you go back and look at Chicago, where he was representing before, it was a shit show. It was just bad. There was nothing good happening in Chicago. He left Chicago in a fucking mess. Well, and that mess just evolved into what it is now.
Oh man, Drive-by-ville.
Yeah.
I heard his Drive-by-ville, Chirac.
I already know that he was no good because he left his state. Not only his state, but he left his city in chaos. And he was a president and did nothing to help out the state that got him there, the city that got him there.
ALG's in the casa. He was talking about what Candace Owens was going in on for like 2 months. She got information, just traces all the lineage from Kamala to, Indian, right? And which is fine. I mean, shit, she didn't choose that. I mean, so she's Indian. She's 100% Indian and all that, but that she's black right now for the vote, I think. I'll leave that up to the black community. I can't even answer.
I'm not a big fan. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Candace because I see her. She has good points, but and then she has bad points. She's one of those people that flow with the numbers. If she sees that something is getting more popular, she'll jump on that. She sees something is not getting more popular, she'll back off of that. And she doesn't ever really stick to something that she pushes. She's just like any other journalist that knows how to play the game to always be relevant. So I really don't pay too much attention to her. I think a lot of the things she says sometimes is BS. She just like copies and pastes from other people.
Okay, so you would officially accept the debate with Candace?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I would, to be honest.
I would. 100% I would. Because
I think she'll put me on my pockets. I'm just keeping it a buck.
No, if you know most of the things that's happened throughout U.S. history, from like all the way from segregation.
No way. They've studied more than us. Way.
You would think so, but no, it doesn't take so much to know the big parts of history. I mean, like I even said, look, they credit black people from stopping segregation. And that's true. They probably did play the major part at stopping it. But the ones that started the stoppage of segregation was us here in California. We don't get that credit. And we're not out there telling them, you guys only did that because we did that successfully here in California, which we did. We stopped segregation here first, as far as schools, and then in public recreational areas. We stopped that here.
The Africanos did that first before the Chicanos, right?
No, we did that
Chicanos,
first.
we did that.
Chicanos did that first here in California, Boyle Heights, and all the way down to San Diego. We started doing that first. We were the ones that went to court and went against cities and counties for having this segregation against us being part of schools with them. And that was maybe, I want to say 5 or 7 years before civil rights started happening.
Well, I went to school with un chingo de güeros. I mean, half the class was blonde hair and blue eyes.
I went in the melting pot. I was surrounded by everything. Blacks, Armenians, Koreans, Japanese, Egyptians, Central Americans. I was surrounded by everything. So I'll
tell you what, the Filipinos, though, at the dances, they took that over. You couldn't even fuck with the Filipino at the dance. Them guys come in with the helmets, the break dancing. These guys got the moves. I'm telling you.
Well, from what I know, the Filipinos had a big role as far as the northern unions fighting and protesting against the farms, right?
Yeah.
There was a faction that were all Filipinos that also worked the land.
Communities, cabron. Communities like there's a big Chinese community in Mexicali.
But
you know,
but as
where the
far as
white
I know,
family's from.
there was a huge Filipino community that were also part of the northern protests.
Yeah.
I think they have their own thing, and they celebrate that here. Also, they have their own place here called
Yeah.
Filipino Town,
Mm.
and I know they did take part in the labor union stuff.
Yeah. You know, Filipinos definitely had a place, man. Out of like I would say, and this members only shit, maybe 40 neighborhoods in Salinas back in the 90s. I remember
Yeah.
them having like 3, and they
Yeah.
were all from the same side of town. But
Yeah.
I remember them having 3, and they were deep. O sea,
Yeah.
50, 60 deep. But the dances, forget about it. But again, this is the 90s, you know, dressing
Yeah.
like Boys to Men, and we still listen to a lot of R&B to keep it real. A
Yeah.
lot of R&B freestyle. All that. This is 90s shit, you know, was my favorite decade of music. But anyways, all right. Now I want to talk about this, Norbeez. We got about maybe half an hour.
Let's go.
Okay, cool. Let's roll. There was a top 25 rappers list that got put out there.
Not
A
twat,
top
right?
25 rappers list. Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is, well, let me ask you this. Do you think friendships had anything to do with the ranking from 1 to 25? Relationships?
I mean, if they were part of the industry, definitely.
This guy that put the list together, I'm just out of respect, I'm not going to say his name, but I think we know who we're talking about. Obviously, it was out of your area. It was out of LA. We'll say that. But a top 25 is, did you see the list, 1? And did you agree with it, 2?
No, I haven't seen the list, and I could kind of take a guess who might have come up with the list. The last 2 people that came up with a list here sucked, because I didn't know half of those guys. I mean, you had to be in the swap meet to have listen. No disrespect to people that are swap meets, but you had to be at a certain level to know who these people were. And some of them they did, and it's funny because I think they had to name people that they didn't want to name, but only because they had to. And that's the part that people need to see. The people that they didn't want to put on that list, but they had to, because people definitely knew them.
So relationships did affect who was on that list, because a lot of people went in on the list. Why am I number 6? Why am I number 10? Why am I number 15? You know, I have a little series I haven't done in weeks now, but I'm going to bring this back, the King of Cali, where we just play music and leave it up to the people to decide. The people's court, the Raza's court.
Of course.
You name who the King of Cali is in the comment section.
Of course. It's like Tony said. Well, not like, I don't know if Tony said, but another DJ said this. It doesn't matter what the fuck I think about your music. The only ones that actually matter are the people's. I could say this is my favorite, but I could be wrong. The ones that do know what's good will always be the people. Otherwise, any list that somebody makes for themselves, that's their own shit. That doesn't mean it's good, and that doesn't mean it's bad. But at the end of the day, that's not what the people want. That might be what they want. That's their wish list. But at the end of the day, the people will always decide. And if anybody that thinks otherwise doesn't know anything about music.
Well, I got to throw this out there. This is only in all fairness. And the Raza understands when I say this, in all fairness, right? They already know one of the principal things I talk about here is unity of the Raza. Norbeez, how come there wasn't one single Northern California rapper on that list? Do you think like I think? Well, this is what I think. I think it has to do with the gang shit. It has to do with the street shit, because, hey, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Do you think that has to do with it? Because in all fairness, there's some people in Northern California, major mouthpiece.
There definitely is, and I definitely have seen them. And I will tell you this much: if to you it seems that way, more than likely it is. More than likely it is, because those are either their friends or somebody that they're working with to make them pop up. Because here in Southern California, sorry about my dog.
That's all good.
In Southern California, there's a lot of labels out here that want to push their artists and then pay to make other artists look bad. This is a fucking horrible rat race. This is disgusting when I see labels that literally pay to make other artists look bad and then use these people to bring up their artists. Even though those people know they suck, but they will still put them on because why? Because money talks. People take money. But
Damn, the
but
dark
it-
secrets of the music industry.
it is. It really is. And I hope that comes out eventually and people get to see how many gatekeepers are really here in Southern California. But for the most part, if you side that way, that's because it is. That's how it is because people here, they want to keep their people up, and unfortunately
I get it.
they only keep Southern people up, even though there's people from Arizona, Texas, and the North. There's a ton of people in the North. I actually like a lot of Northern rappers because they don't talk about gang shit and they talk more about chilling and kicking back and
Mobbing.
Yeah, just partying. And which reminds me, there's rappers that are coming out soon. They're coming out with EPs. They're coming out with albums that are finally bringing back that southern style of rap where we're talking about kickback, we're talking about partying, dancing. Rappers like Midget Loco, MC Peps, Hectic, King Blue. We got a Blue Stomps. These are rapper Johnny D with Spanish Fly, Brownside. These are all rappers that are talking about having fun, enjoying life. Kicking back with your homies, your brothers, your sisters, your family, love. But at the same time, they're not punks either. But
the gang shit, it influences a lot the music industry. If you bring it to that, it's hard to do business with somebody like that. Like I tell the youngsters, you're out of your motherfucking mind if you're signing a deal at a table surrounded by a bunch of bodyguard looking ass gangster motherfuckers and you don't even know you're getting played. It's in the fine print. In the fine print. You're signing away to it, but and then you go away, catch a case. Anyways, and then you lose your momentum. But it has a lot to do with this, but I get it. I absolutely respect it because the shoe could be on the other foot. It could have been a top 25 list that, let's say, I put out.
Yeah.
And then all it has is nothing but SoCal or NorCal rappers.
Yeah.
Someone will be quick to point that out. Wait a second. Come on, Mikey. That's playing games.
And when it's like that, when it just shows clearly you're only going for one side of, the state, that's what it is. You really can't respect that as a people's list. That's just your list. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's yours. That doesn't mean that's everybody's. And nobody should see it as that is what it is.
That's right. ALG Podcast in the Casa says, you think Lefty Gunplay's time has came and gone? Or is the 15 minutes done? Well, I actually think they got a marketing machine that whoever they want to put that behind, come on, gente. Lefty Gunplay came out remixing nothing but 50 Cent songs. I mean, that's already showing you that he's not a full lyricist by just coming out and remixing songs. Can we leave these songs alone and come out with your own hits?
Yes. Fuck.
I don't know if he can come out with his own hits. So I haven't seen a hit yet.
That's the part right there. Because he said came. I don't know when it came because I don't see the hit that would represent the part where he came.
But there's albums being dropped.
I could say he's trying to come up, but as far as him already getting to his peak, he hasn't even gotten to a peak.
Yeah,
and I don't know what radio station is bumping him. I don't hear too many people saying, "Hey, bump that Lefty Gunplay."
Because the marketing machine will just jump on the next thing that's going to get them money. They already squeezed them for everything. I mean, they wrung him out like a mop for everything. And everyone that partied with them the last couple months, I hope you got a flick.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes, buddy.
Oh man, live on Chicano Tube. He is more of a poster guy and a character guy. If we're talking about, well, I think we were talking about the one the gentleman that did that top
Yeah.
rappers list. Yeah, it goes to show. I mean, you know what's sad, Norbeez, is that what we're gonna be doing is closing our pockets and limiting our cash flow and
Definitely.
limiting how much money we can have in our bank, all for a gang.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of character
All for
rappers
a
also.
gang.
We've had character rappers. I mean, Tupac's a character rapper, Eminem's a character rapper.
Mm.
I mean, there's a blueprint to this, and I think at this point we're tired of these character rappers. We need somebody that's real, somebody that reminds us of what was back then. Not all this like everybody copy each other.
Who's left then, in your opinion? Who's left well, you know what? That's Chicano, that's Mexicano. Who do you think then? Who's the king, Norbeez?
Well, I want to tell people to look out for these rappers. Spanish Fly. Look out for MC Peps.
No, but wait. There's
Midget
one crown, cabron. There's one.
crown for Chicano rapper
Yes.
right now.
Right now, that can take anyone on the mic, or if you want to base it on numbers, or you want to base it on followers, whatever you
Chicano,
want to
right?
base it on. What do you think?
That's a tough one because I mean, if we're
Yeah,
talking
pretty
about
music.
lyricists, it's gonna be different because lyricists can destroy these. I guess what you would call gangster rappers. But are we talking about somebody young or old? It doesn't matter. It's not their
No, I'm
Chicano.
talking about the first cabron that comes to your mind, but you can base it off of numbers. You can base it off of
The
followers. You can
first
base
one
it
that
off
comes
of
to mind is
realness
the
with their
first one that's always,
barrio,
the
whatever you
first
want to
one
base
that's
it on.
always gonna come to mind is Proper Dos
Mm.
with Frank V and Ernie G. They're these guys had. I wish they would have stayed together. You know, I wish they would have still be here. These guys would have dominated everyone. There is nobody now that can still go up against these guys. Kid Frost was scared of these guys.
So this had to be early
Everybody
90s.
was scared of these guys. I mean, from down here, I would say definitely that guy. From up north, and I'm not sure if he's from up north, but I would say Don Cisco. I don't know if he's from up north, but there's a rapper that goes by the name of Don Cisco. He could either
And you
be up
think
north or San Diego. But Don Cisco, if you listen to this guy rap, and mind you, this guy came out before Tupac. Okay, let me make sure that I say that this guy came out before Tupac. He was rapping before him. When you hear Don Cisco rap, you close your eyes, you don't look at the video, you just listen. You will swear that's fucking Tupac.
No, dale.
And I say this because Don Cisco will say himself, Tupac will show up to his shows before he came out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Enrique Ledesma says Wicked from Brownside. Damn it. San Francisco, that's right. So I like mobby music. Yeah, like Sibo, and that's just always been me. But anyways, yeah, we're talking about the top 25. Okay, it's done. Let's go ahead and move on to another one.
I wouldn't say Brownside though, only because as far as I know, they never really made it on radio or made it anymore as far as mainstream. Okay, thank you, Enrique. That's my he said Don Cisco is
From the Bay.
You guys listen to Don Cisco and you're gonna be like, fuck, this guy's fucking good.
Yeah, but if it's Brownside to them, then it's Brownside to them. I mean,
yeah, but I would say as far as the king.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, whoever's there, Pinchy King in my head. If I were to say, damn, who's the king? Chicano rap. I mean, a lot of the new youngsters pop in my mind right now. But really? I would kind of be, I would be wanting to name like an all-time one because these youngsters, they got there without really putting in all the work.
It's true, man. And I would tell people, watch out with who you're looking at, especially when it comes to people that say the numbers don't lie. Numbers are it. It might look at my numbers. My numbers don't lie. If you hear somebody say numbers don't lie, that's a good indication that that's a fucking lie. I'm just gonna tell you, people.
Or some people will base it on the streets and not the numbers. Some people will base it on how many bullets.
If you hear somebody say, "Hey, play that," then that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. But if you hear a guy that runs a label or an artist that says, "Look at the numbers," they don't lie. More than likely, that's a lie. And Spotify has recently come out to say that they're auditing these artists because they're realizing a lot of these artists are paying for their listens, for their numbers. So,
So yeah,
you guys that have been paying Spotify to raise your numbers, watch out because Spotify is about to shut down your account.
damn man, are you throwing accusations? Or you better clarify that. Who is are you saying Chicano rappers are
Yeah,
skewing their
Chicano rappers.
numbers?
Not
So
even,
when
no, you know what?
mainstream
Not even
scouts,
Chicano rappers, because as far as I know, a lot of these people that like to say, look at the numbers. It's a bag of colors. It's everybody. It's not just Chicanos. If you hear a Chicano or a black artist that says, "Hey, check out the numbers," my numbers don't lie. No, I
they
never,
bought the numbers.
I never met a real artist that says, "Hey, look at my numbers." They don't lie. You don't think I'm good? Check out my numbers. I've never met a real artist to ever say something like that.
Because the music is going to speak for itself.
Exactly.
The music, when they hear the demo, why the fuck do you think they even called you into the office and Dr. Dre there or
Yep.
whatever? It's
Yep.
because it was the demo.
Yep.
So again, that's the X factor. You're right about that. Again,
Yeah.
being biased, me agüita, because then we know it's like shit. They're fucking never gonna answer my call. Then when it comes to do business,
That's fine, bro. They're not, they're
Yeah,
here.
but,
They're here for
it's
like a
little-
year or two, and then they're gonna go away unless they find a way to create some sort of drama with each other. Then they might keep
You're
themselves
right, you're
relevant.
right.
But at the end of
You're
the
right.
day, it's like Tony always says: "Where are the hits? Where are the hits?"
Mic drop.
Hey,
There are no hits over there. No, speaking of that, cabron, they wanted us to talk about podcasters. We're crashing out tonight. I'm already 2 shots in.
hey.
We're live on Chicano Street right now. I want to get your thoughts on when I name the podcaster. When I name a podcaster, I want to get your immediate thoughts in a few sentences coming straight from Norbeez. And we'll do this back and
Okay.
forth.
All right.
We'll do this back and forth. Maybe I'll throw one and then you'll throw one at me. Is that fair?
Yeah.
These are
Well,
podcasts.
I wouldn't know who to throw at you. I mean,
Oh, you
besides
guys,
the obvious.
let's keep it to California podcasters. Because obviously California is the Mecca way.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
California. So like No Jumper, and of course all the Chicano channels, which there's not a lot.
Yeah, there's
There's
not a lot.
actually not. I mean,
Actually,
there's a
no,
lot
I
of
see
channels.
quite a few of them. I think quite a few more now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because my algorithm has changed. I think ever since I started following, and again, I'm sorry for butchering your name, Kiawi. I see a lot more like indigenous podcasters coming up on my feed.
Yeah, the network is growing. Yeah, you're
Yes,
right.
the
It's
network's
all
growing.
coming. It's all connecting.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
why I love the cross streams, because the cross streaming is the future, cabron. This is how we
It is.
merge communities.
I believe so. I definitely believe so.
How we merge communities. So here we go. Your first thoughts when it comes to this podcaster, and it's the Banda World.
That the Banda world. Okay, you know what? I see what has been happening, especially when it comes to a man by the name as Baldacci, the true and only face of LA, because that's the name he came up with. So that's his. Nobody could ever take that away from him, and nobody ever should. That's all. That's all I gotta say. Much love to Baldacci. Great work. Appreciate your music. Rap Cattle. Can't wait for part 2. That's all I
Okay.
gotta say.
Okay. Well, let me give you my thoughts then. That was a quick little synopsis. Way you're trying not to offend. Way you're trying not to offend, man. You drink some more truth serum.
Oh,
We'll get the truth out of them. Man. I promise we'll get the truth out of
believe you and me. There's definitely a
them.
offensive.
We'll get the truth out of them. Don't trip. We'll get the truth out of them. But when I seen the Banda World the first time, I actually thought this guy was a dick rider for Alvin.
Mm.
I actually thought he was a minion, someone that would sell his own mom. This kind of snaky, slithery dude. And it's true. And not only what I thought was true, but then you had someone like Lucky come
Yeah.
on the internet, get a little truth serum inside of him,
Yeah.
and say the same thing. I mean, I don't know. The word says out of 2 or 3 mouths, let everything be established.
And you know what? I got to give it to. I think Lucky he went easy on him because I know Lucky he could have said a lot more, but he didn't. And I say that because he did another podcast where the guys that run that podcast are like real friends with that guy, with Alvin. So I could and when he did that, he had one of those guys on his show when he did that, when he said all that stuff. So I can see that he held out a bit because I know he could have said a lot more because he knows a lot more. And out of respect for his guests that are friends with him, he held back. He did go on these people's show to pretty much clarify that, like, I know he's your friend, but what I said is what I said, and I meant it, and not because he meant it. He said it because it's true. Everything he said was exactly true. From as far as Alvin, as far as the other characters, that's a whole that's just weird for me, but.
And again, it's nothing personal I have toward the individual. I mean, he wants to call himself the king of Calexico or whatever. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. You know what I mean? The wifey got's family over there love the Imperial Valley. Shout out to them. Shout out to Calexico. But, you notice certain things. Like, then you start noticing all the shit talking in every video. Every single video is me versus Compa Raider. Now, me versus Almighty Suspect. Me versus Adam. Adam's a wussy. Whack 100 said this. Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like a no jumper rotation. You know how they always get into it? Adam versus them. Almighty Suspect. Then Brick Baby. Then Lush. And that's the rotation pretty much all year. I'm like, okay, he's trying to, I'm not hating on him. He's doing what he does for views and to get money. But you're writing a lot of checks with your mouth.
Oh, yeah. And we saw recently that he couldn't cash those checks.
I mean, you got to really watch how you tread lightly, stay in where does he stay at? In the IE? Somewhere out there. He's done videos like on his bike and shit like that. Stay safe because you being from the 2000s or whatever, you're offending a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. He would not show up his face inside LA because as soon as they find out he's in here, and I don't even want to. I don't even want to say what would happen to him, but definitely he did so bad that he can't be here in LA. I can't even imagine how much you must have fucked up to not come inside LA. LA is a big place, but LA is very tight, and LA people, they call each other because they know each other. And
they call each other. They probably whistle down the alley.
He's here. He's here.
Menace society in the alley. One
LA,
time,
and the
Delta 88 comes.
When somebody pisses off LA, LA definitely is always on the watch. Like that, and I hate to bring this up like that PNB guy, right? The guy that got
passed away.
That got deleted over there at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
He was talking so much crap about LA gangs. So much. That's all he did was just talk shit about him.
But wasn't the girl the one that dropped the location?
And who was looking at it? LA motherfuckers were looking at that. They were waiting for him. As soon as they knew he was in LA, let's follow him, his girl, and find exactly where he is and when he is. This is how LA people work. As soon as they see you, they're already making phone calls. He's here. What happened to him?
Yeah, you talking shit on the internet will catch up to you.
Yeah, LA is a very dangerous place. And this was most people don't understand. I tell them LA is a dangerous place. If you're not from here, you really do have to check in with certain people, especially if you look a certain way. You can't just show up. I mean, I'm here in Boyle Heights. A rapper came to do a music video at the 6th Street Bridge. He didn't check in. He had all these tattoos. He looked like he was from a hood.
Ah, yeah.
The neighborhood showed up. They didn't come right. And the videographer got deleted.
Where did Lefty Gunplay?
Not even the rapper, the videographer got deleted.
Damn.
because he didn't want to do that. You know how many other rappers have told me, "Hey, I went to Boyle Heights and I fucked up and I didn't tell
Mm.
them." And thankfully, you know, I knew enough people to, you know, be okay.
Or what if you know like a Drex? What if you do like a Drex the joint or whatever, and you go like at 6 a.m.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
no, you can't do that here.
Because
You know,
Lucky ended up coming out with the dude, and he was like, "It's 10 o'clock." You know what I mean? That motherfucker
Yeah.
must have came at 6:30.
bro, I tell you this much. When I see those hood vlogs, I've been to those cities. I'm like, fuck, this place looks nice. I don't want to live here. But that just goes to show you the difference between being in LA and inside LA and then being in those other cities where they're doing these videos.
Mm.
This place is a real dangerous place. And when I see their neighborhoods, I'm like, man, I could live here and
Yeah.
live a peaceful life.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
tiring.
not saying that they're not a danger either. I'm not saying they're not tough. I'm just saying that here it's still very hot. You could have the Citizen app and you'll still see somebody get deleted here, somebody get deleted there. You know,
The Citizen app. What's that?
once or twice a week.
The
you know.
Citizens app. What's that?
It's an app that tells you what's going on in the neighborhoods. Like if there's like shootings or there's fires or there's things like that, like robberies, it'll tell you. And this is all from people of the community. You know, hey, somebody's getting jacked right here. Don't come over here. There's a dude with a freaking machete. Don't come around this street. You do that, you come into Boyle Heights, the thing starts going beep, 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 beep.
Again, I started noticing that they know the shit talking to this. To be honest with you, Norbeez, to be honest with you, when I seen the dude's face, I was like, oh, cool. You know, here's a member of Banda Recodo or something like that. Bro, he had a paisa face.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. I mean, everyone had a paisa homie.
Yeah.
That one, that Jess, he was a little stocky, looked like a paisa, and then it even looks more when he rolls out his beard. You know,
really does.
and being 4'11", you know, doesn't help. I heard he has to have like 4-inch soles on his shoes, you know, just to kind of lift them up a little bit. So, but again, the shit talking model, that's that shit will come back to bite you like a cobra in the ass. So I think what he's gonna end up doing is probably just steering it in another direction. Maybe I think he's gonna start doing pure rap music or something. He'll be a rap channel. Watch, he's gonna turn into a rap channel.
He's gonna have to, because honestly, I live in LA. You know, there's nobody in the IE.
There's always 15-year-olds that are gonna buy rap music.
San Diego, nobody in any area in California that I can walk into, because I'm just a guy. I'm just a normal guy. I love everybody. I could have fun with anybody. We could kick it. We could we could hang out. That dude could only stay in his area or go somewhere down south. But even there, he still gotta look at his back.
So let me ask you this: is the jamming up his phone lines and blowing, is that all done, or are we gonna see a second wave of that sometime if he says the wrong shit, or because the people somebody like him, knew you were disrupting.
Somebody like him and Alvin and Lucky, they can't stop it. They can't help it. They need to have people look at them, talk about them, and whether it's bad or good, they need that. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. And at the end of the day, one of these guys is gonna really piss off the wrong one.
No, you're talking about some mob shit. You're talking about like
we've already seen things like that happen in YouTube. And aside from them and Adam 16, a lot of them I could probably say are on people's list. And that's a very scary thing, that you did so bad that you're on somebody's list now. I don't envy them.
I ain't trying to be on the list.
I'm not trying to be on that list.
Hey, but you mentioned Lucky from Hoodstocks. What I get from that dude is I get that he doesn't give a shit. Like, I don't even know if he's in it for the views. You think he's in it for views, but what I get from him is that he's trying to turn it into a business, but you get other vibes.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
I
Lucky,
don't get those vibes. But again, I'm not down there, cabron.
you know what? Lucky, he knows how to create controversy. I mean, he's been in this thing for like almost 10 years, as far as I know. He knows how to create controversy. His platform is built on controversy. I mean, as much positive as he wants to push into it, at the end of the day, he's going to say something that he shouldn't be talking about. He's going to delete a video, but by that time, it's already too late. A bunch of people already made clips.
You're predicting another crash.
Actually, I don't even know if he's gone live. Do you know if he's gone live? Because I don't think I've seen him gone live in the last week.
Right.
Or-
What he's trying to do is he's
I
trying
think
to
I've only
figure out
seen
the
videos.
code, the blueprint, the code. He did a couple uploads and went away from the live, and then seen
Yeah.
people commenting, bring the live back. But he's trying to make money because everything he's paying is breaking even.
Well, I think he said I thought he put out a message saying that he's done. It's over with. He chose his family over this because it's just not working out.
Yeah, no, that was emotions. That was
That was
I see what you're
emotions?
saying. I see what you're saying. Based on that, yes. I mean, it's kind of like one of those individuals. I'm never drinking anymore. I'm in AA, and then the next day, 6-pack, laughing. I get the instability. But that he's thinking about YouTube money is what I don't think he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, with Lucky,
But if you're talking about power, influence, be the man on top of the
Yeah.
pyramid, I could see that.
you know what? Lucky has the numbers. He can definitely make something bigger of his platform because it's already pretty big. He can do a lot bigger, but I mean, this is the thing. As long as you always base your podcast on gang stuff,
Mm.
you're always going to run that risk of something, going wrong. Because
Well, I mean, if you always do a hood podcast like that, I mean, it's never going to get picked up on Hulu.
I mean, have you
You're
seen?
never going to get on Netflix. You're never going to get on Amazon deal because, it's the gritty. And you know what? The streets belong to the streets anyway. So,
But there's a
TV
way. There's a
didn't
way
even
to
have
do.
that.
There's
That's
a way
another
to
world.
do gritty, like soft white underbelly. He does very gritty stuff, but he does it in a way where you're not offending anybody and you're not getting anybody in trouble.
Oh yeah, the guy with the does the interviews, has the black and
Yeah.
white headshots all the time.
Yeah, but with Lucky, I mean, like I said, he built up a platform. He could definitely do something big with it, but he's always gonna keep it hood because it's hood stocks, and hood stuff gets you in trouble. I don't know any time that hood stuff didn't get you in trouble. Do you?
I think what it is there are people that are hood-ish and they have limits. Now they have lines. I'm not saying they won't throw hands or all that. I personally will only defend my family. That's the only way I'm going to catch a case.
Yeah.
But so I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah.
That those days are done. But that's just to me because my back was against the wall hard enough. But there's also people who would just, well, I don't want to, disappoint the homies. I'm there anytime they call me.
Yeah.
But I'm not stupid and I'm not slapping people in the parking lots or, doing shit like that to catch a case. So that does eventually come back to bite you in the ass because, again, you're not giving 100% to your family. You're not giving 100% to areas that we should, as grown-ass men, be focusing. Real quick, before I forget, did you see the lyrics, the voiceover from West Coast Graffiti that Foos Gone Wild shared?
What?
They shared Foos Gone Wild, a video clip, but it had West Coast Graffiti sitting next to you at Tony's show.
Wait, was that on Foos Gone Wild?
This was on Foos Gone Wild.
Really?
So West Coast Graffiti went viral, cabron, without even knowing it.
Wow.
And he got up and he was shouting that, why do you demand respect from me because you did 10 years in prison? But I've done 10 years taking care of my family in the middle of the night, alone, my own time. And that to you is not respectable.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? What do you think about that?
No, that was crazy. I remember when that was happening. It was right at the end. And
right at the end, and he crashed out, cabrón. And I think,
you know what?
I think he blocked everybody too.
I'll be honest. Bringing up West Coast kind of makes me feel bad, like in the sense where, like,
Alvin,
that guy. Yeah, no, it's not that. I mean, West
No,
Coast is
Alvin. Alvin
he's a
stuck it
grown
in him with
man.
no grease.
He's a grown man, and he made his choice. He decided to
Block us all.
not block us all. And mind you, when he decided that,
You gotta block me, cabrón.
me, Tony, and Marvelous, all three of us called his show. But the one guy that did him dirty didn't even fucking call. And I thought, I was like, wow, okay, that's cool. Like we gave him a lot of love, and he's a grown man. And for him to, like, just block all of us and just say goodbyes, and I don't know, it would always bug me that he did what he did, because he didn't have to block us. We called into his show, told him good luck. We understand, it's all good. But at the end of the day, like what the fuck did we do to you? We gave you love.
I remember I heard Tony call in.
Yeah, we gave him love, and it sucks when somebody chooses somebody like Alvin. I don't want to say he chose Alvin, but
He chose them. Let's just keep it a buck. He chose them because it's dick riding. It's choosing. I get it though. I mean, it's natural, right?
Yeah, and then you had that
came
piece
up
of
together,
shit about him later on,
and then you got pushed under the bus.
Yeah.
By him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Thank you for coming on the show, but no, thank you."
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, but it's crazy when he gets brought up, and I'm glad that he did go viral and people paid attention to him, because I'll be honest, I always enjoyed his show. I always enjoyed his content. One of the reasons why I would always reach out to him and call into his show, because I did appreciate what he brought to the table.
Okay,
and it was entertaining.
It was a little bit too corny for me, so I didn't subscribe.
Well,
I would get in there, and I would always drop a comment. I would always like the video and drop a comment, no matter what I thought.
The support, that's important. That's very important.
But now that he's blocked me, fuck it, put it out there. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, what can we do?
What can we do? Live on Chicano Street. No, you know what? We're not gonna take no more calls, cabrones. We're gonna go ahead.
We didn't even take one. Oh, actually, there were. I didn't know that. My bad. You know what? Wait a minute. I didn't even know people were calling. Well, you know what? Nobody. Wait. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh shit! You know what? My bad, bro. We got a bunch of calls.
We got calls, but we didn't take them this time. But we're going to have to run it back. You know what? I'm going to make a special announcement. We're going to be doing a Halloween live, Norbeez. So I also want to invite you, Norbeez, over to the Halloween live.
Let's take one call.
Absolutely. Put them on the audio. If you put them through, then I'll shut up.
Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Norberto, it's Caesar from Paris.
Oh, shit. Caesar from Paris. I'm glad you called me.
Yes,
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to also say what's up to Chicano Tube.
That's right.
The brocha looks nice and tight.
I know.
That's right.
For that, I say gracias. Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the call, man. Enjoying the podcast. You know what? A lot of these people out here, they need to really take it easy.
Yeah.
A lot of these people that actually have a talent and actually become successful and an artist, why would you want to do that and hold on to a culture that, we were brought up in, but we're talking about now business. We're talking about making something for yourself, for your family, and so forth.
Yeah.
Music, being an artist all over the world. Your hood could only take you all over the world. And how, with all due respect to everybody across the board, both sides, up and down, left and right. But if you are going to be your own man and be your own boss, that is never going to happen as long as you still answer to somebody else at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that say that they're a man that you really look at yourself in the mirror and say, you really are a boss.
Yeah.
So with all due respect to everybody, all due respect, Caesar from Paris, to all due respect to everybody, but still, when you're a talented person and you have a talent and whatnot, when is it time?
Yeah.
Poor Tupac, that dumb bastard. That guy wasn't a gangbanger. Look what happened as soon as he came to LA.
Yep.
So it's not for everybody. And it's a very dangerous business, a very dangerous career. And like I said, always, Caesar from Paris gives all his respects to every single one of them out there. Chicano Tube, News with Norbeez, Caesar from Paris, and I'm out.
How's yeah.
Ow!
That's Caesar from Paris.
Caesar from Paris checking in, dropping truth.
He's a
Bombas.
real one.
Tupac. Look at what LA did to Tupac. God.
How do you feel about another call?
And I was, go ahead, of course, load them up.
Caller, your name, where are you calling from? Caller. You're on.
We can hear you
Oh, yeah,
live
what's up?
on Chicano Street.
Hey, Norbeez.
Yes, sir.
You were talking to your guest about the Chicano influence on the civil rights movement. And your guest didn't think that we started it, but Chicano started, Mexican Americans started it. Look up Mendez versus Westminster. It was the very first desegregation of schools in the whole country.
Yeah.
It was done in Westminster, California, back in 1947.
Yeah. That was like a
Mendez versus Westminster.
Mhm.
It was done by a Mexican American family.
You're right.
Way before the civil rights movement.
You're right.
Yeah, and that's what kicked off the civil rights movement. So Mexicans, are you Mexicans listening? I don't know how many calls you have now, but are you Mexicans listening? We kickstarted the civil rights movement.
Damn, man. Truth bomb.
That was passed in 1947.
Yeah.
47. So can you imagine how many years before it took to start that? It could have been started in the early 40s.
Yeah.
The civil rights black movement started in the 50s.
Yeah.
52, 53, maybe 54.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're right.
We kickstarted it. We started the whole thing. Well, first of all, we should have been started. Did you know that there's more Mexican Americans than there are? No, I'm not just talking about Hispanics. Mexican Americans. There's more Mexican Americans than there are African Americans in this whole country.
Yes.
We are the fourth largest. What they call ethnicity behind English, German, and Irish. So it's English. I'm not sure what order they are, but it's English, Irish, German, and then it's Mexican before anybody else.
Yeah. Facts. It's facts.
No, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
it is.
Are you Mexicans that think we didn't start all this shit? No, we started this motherfucker.
We did. We really did. And that's what I was saying, that at the end of the day, we really did kick it all off. And then,
how many people are naive?
We're too humble to say it out loud, though. That's the problem with us, is that we're too humble to say, no, we started that shit. We made it possible so that you guys can come up with court cases, because we already won court cases. But we're too humble to say things like that. We're not very outspoken.
Well,
we're happy with the victories that we get.
Yeah, because we don't. Mexican Americans don't need it. Most Hispanics don't need it because we do all right. We do great. We are the ones that start the biggest businesses in the nation. We are the most entrepreneurial people in the nation.
We're taking it back, baby. We're taking it back.
Okay, that's also a fact. Okay, so we start businesses. So when you see people in I live in Los Angeles. I live in a city called Downey. Okay, but when I travel to go buy some flowers all over Skid Row, the majority of the people that are on the streets are not my color. They're of a darker hue. Yeah, right. They're of a darker hue.
Right.
You know what we're talking about.
Right.
The people that are on the streets, on the corners, selling you the food, moving things around. It looks like Mexico City when I go there.
It does.
And who are the ones that are moving, that are working? It's the people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's all I gotta say. We're a proud people. We still run this fucking country. We still run because if we don't work, if we're not here, this motherfucker does not run. We don't run it, but we make shit run.
That's true. Very true.
Ciao.
Oh, he hanged up. Great call.
That's
Great call
right.
because he said a lot of facts. We really do all that stuff.
You got me fired up.
I just
There's
want
a
to
proud
respond
Chicano just called
to
in right now.
Jay. Okay, Jay, just put it as affiliated to Mexican. Since
Red Cat Uprock.
you
Yeah,
want to
that's the
keep
phone
bringing
number
that.
scrolling across the bottom. We owe you guys some phone calls. Norbeez has been missing the
speaking
calls. Go
about
ahead.
Jay, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Norbeez? It's Lattice from West Texas.
Lattice. It's
What's up,
great to
Lattice?
talk to you, man.
Good to talk to you, homie.
What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. Just glad to see you came on live and
Thank you, man.
watching you and Chicano too there, chopping it up. You got.
I know it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Hopefully you're there enjoying the conversation.
Lattice, you still have? Can you still hear me? Because I think his call just dropped.
Oh, it's called drop. Maybe he was traveling. You could probably maybe hit him back if you want. But yeah, Red Cat Uprock, that is the phone number, you guys. We owe you guys some phone calls, man. It's been a great conversation, but we do want to hear what the people got to say.
Definitely. Lattice, are you there?
Yeah, did I get cut off or what?
Yeah, it got cut off.
Okay.
Before you go get cut off again, let us know what you want to say.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking. I don't know at what point I got cut off, but I was going to touch on Kamala.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying we got the election coming up in a few weeks. They say it's a tight race. However, I think she's catching a lot of backlash from the African American community and a lot of other people that her and Obama and a lot of people on the left seem to be pissing off.
Yeah.
So I think Trump's going to win. But that aside, there's a couple things, and she lies about a lot of things.
Yes.
But there are two lies that everybody needs to be well aware of that have made news lately. One of them is regarding her book and her identity. She claims that she's African American all of a sudden. She got a picture in the book next to an African American woman who she claimed was her grandmother. Now, her grandmother died 4 years before she was born, and her grandmother was Irish. So the lady in the picture, I think they said that might have been her maid or something.
Ouch.
Ouch.
So yeah, it's identity politics as usual.
Yeah.
And she's trying to gaslight the public into thinking she's somebody that she's not. Regarding her years as a prosecutor, she claims she's a real hardline prosecutor of transnational criminal organizations. One of them being the Guadalajara cartel. She said she prosecuted some people from there. However, she didn't become a prosecutor until 1990. The Guadalajara cartel disbanded in 1989, if not a little before then. So it's just lie after lie, and nobody's really calling her out on it. And those who are, I mean, they're not making the mainstream, news, and it's telling. It's very telling because mainstream media is only going to put out what they want you to hear and see regarding the left. But a lot of people are calling this out because she's just lying one thing after another.
Yeah.
She oversaw a case where she put a woman in jail for her kid missing too much school. It turned out the little girl had sickle cell anemia and was out for a very good reason. She's also catching backlash from the Christian community because of what she said about the you're at the wrong rally when somebody said praise Jesus or something like that. So she's not making any friends. She's very unlikable as a human being, very untrustworthy as a politician and as a leader. And if this is who you're going to vote for, I mean, you're basically voting for somebody who's going to lie to your face and pretty much tell you to accept it, and really doesn't care too much about what people think of that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there as far as Kamala, and hopefully the adults will get back in charge in November 5th.
Wow, that's great facts. I love it.
Yeah, gracias for that. Of course, we'll all find out on the November 6th.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, we will, man. Well, hey, thanks for taking my call, y'all, and y'all have a good rest of the show.
You got it, Lattice. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
No, and I'm gonna go live
Wait,
on. Go
Mikey,
ahead.
let me ask you though, before you say that, let me ask you, how are you gonna feel if you find out that she wins?
No, it's a copy and paste. It's a copy and paste. So I'm gonna feel the
what's the
same as the
move?
same way I felt last. Huh?
What's the move? Because I know you're part of real estate.
Yeah.
Is real estate going to take a hit if she wins, or is real estate gonna pretty much stay the same?
It'll realistically, they're gonna
Yeah.
start giving away free money, and house prices are gonna keep going up.
Fuck.
That's it. So it's another 4 more. It's copy and paste. And I just tell people, hey, you want to vote with your feelings or you want to vote with your wallet? But it ruffles people's feathers. But here on
Really
Chicano
does.
Street, we got no filter, because,
No, we
because
don't.
the hood and the neighborhoods have been hurting. And so
Yeah,
that's why I
definitely.
believe I'm connected to the hoods and the neighborhoods and the barrios, because they're working 3 jobs and barely getting by.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I'm still voting third party, you know. But at the end of the day,
All
if,
right.
if I
Stop
had,
riding the fence.
I can't.
Which side
I'm never gonna
are
stop.
you gonna fall on once
One
and
of these
for all?
days, we're gonna be here. And I said, I told you.
The wind is blowing so strong, Norbeez. Which side are you falling on? You're penciling in a bubble, and it's not gonna be penciling in a bubble of someone that you're gonna vote for. Those parties get like less than 10% of the overall vote.
It is what it is. But before that, let's get to a caller. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Norbeez. What's up, Chicano Tube? This is Brad Pitbull calling from Wakanda, where Kamala Harris was born, supposedly. But
What's up, my boy?
hey, did you guys know that fools laugh like Kamala Harris?
I do.
You know
I've heard it. I've seen it with my own eyes and heard it in my ears.
And Texas fools deep fry their fish in baby oil at P. Diddy parties. You know what I'm saying? But what is it? Hey, I miss all the live streams, man. But I'm glad both you guys are just giving us internet a place to get together and
that's right.
And
now I'm gonna try to do more, man. I just been busy. I put it in the community. I've been working on a few projects that I'm gonna show all you guys later. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't been going live, because I just been working on these things. But you guys will find out when it gets all done.
So in other words, you're listening to Beyonce on the Peloton bike.
Hell,
Pinchy Brad Pitbull. I had to pull him out of retirement. He's already pinchy semi-retired, but we got Crashing Out with Norbeez monthly happening on Chicano Street. So stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you for that too.
And also, I don't check it with nobody though, because I roll with Spencer Baca.
Hey,
you know? No one.
When you have that guy at your side, you never have to check in with that guy at your side.
Terminator, bulletproof.
Spencer Baca, shout out to you.
Yes, Spencer Baca, and I know Spencer Baca is going to be the person who's going to put either Kamala or Trump in power. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go buy a Happy Meal right now with some Trump fries, and continue watching the podcast. Thank you for taking my call.
That's right.
I look forward to the next live stream.
Thank you, man.
All right, good night, guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Brad Pitbull in the casa. Kamala doesn't even know how to cook arroz con pollo. Damn, man.
I don't know, man. If she wins, fuck, man.
It's another 4 years. It's not the end of the world.
I'm gonna start working on my Mexican passport or citizenship.
Look at the one caller said though. We're raza, cabron. Yeah. It's like the hustler's already in our pinchy DNA.
Really
you want to go out and conquer it and grab it and make it happen, or do you want to think about it?
That's right. All right, caller, where are you calling from? Because we can hear you.
Hey, how's it going? I'm calling from Long Beach.
Long Beach, what's up, man? What's your name?
My name is George.
George, what's up, man? George, you got a question, a comment, a thought?
Yeah, just one quick comment with this whole election. So the thing is that California doesn't really matter in this election because California, realistically, it's always going to be blue. So it doesn't matter if you vote for Trump, that's just going to be another wasted vote. I kind of agree with you with going independent. That way, we show both the Democrats and the Republicans that they need to step their game up. Because it doesn't matter. Like I know what I forget his name. Chicano said. It's actually true. Yes, we're not going to win it if voting independent, but you're not going to vote it. You're not going to win anything if you vote Republican, because they're never going to win this state. So there's states that's already penciled in. Just like Republicans down, their states like Florida, etc. They're always going to be red.
Yeah.
The ones that are going to be up in the air are those swing states.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that matter.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that really, where your vote really matters. That's just one comment. And my other question is that, why do you think that the economy is going to be better under Trump? Like you said, there's a thing about the housing market. Because I have a little bit of knowledge of real estate. A lot of it, it's what's it called? It's geographical. It's local. It depends where you're at. That's where your market is. So right here in Southern California, a house that was worth in 1990, it's not the same price in 2000, 2010, 2015, 2020, 2025. It's always going to go up. So the market, even when there was that big ass market crash in 2006, it didn't affect Southern California as much. The houses may maintain steady, and they're always going to go up. So I'm not sure that having Trump in there is going to help the housing market.
Damn.
I'll give you that answer from what I think. Back when 45 was president, was one of those economies that was a buyer's market. And so for investors, the investor friends that I'm an investor too, but for the investor friends that I have, in those years, there was so much cash that we actually ended up lowering rents on our properties. And so it's kind of like, when you're good, you can help people. Isn't that the saying goes? So that's what I think is going to happen is consumer confidence, investor confidence will go up, consumer confidence will go up, jobs will come back to the U.S. And then you're right. In another 4 years, another cabrona can get in there and undo the whole shit. And it is what it is. But that's what happened because I experienced it.
That was very Marxist of you, Mikey.
I'm a Marxist now. Hey, I'm a brown beret now, cabron.
Lowering the rib because
I'm
you
under
can.
Carlos Montes. Cabron.
Lowering the rib
Carlos
because
Montes.
you can. You're making the rest look bad.
You're under David Sanchez. I'm under Carlos Montes.
Yeah, so that was my only thing. So, cause like again, not just it's just so real estate. It's just so local. It really depends where you're at. Like a house.
Oh, I got cut off.
I think we lost him. I can see he's still on there, but
so
there you go. Go for it.
Buy a house where it was more affordable and it made more sense. But there's some places where it's really not going to matter.
Yeah, and if you want to invest, just give me a call. I got everything from triplexes all the way down to 4x2s for $250. I got a lot of investment properties right now. But anyways, it'll get better if November 6th we wake up with him as president, because the people can now qualify more for homes, qualify more for things, and probably not start chipping away at some debt. But there's no savior at the end of the day. There's no politician savior. I'm not hanging off a cliff on anyone. My first concern is the community.
Yeah.
Not a politician.
Yeah. Well, another problem with that, like I said, it's all local. I'm not too familiar with outside markets, but like right here in Southern California, one of the problems with real estate is that there's not enough of it. People are holding on to their houses; they're not putting them on the market. So you're competing with 7, 8, sometimes 10 people over the same house. So you're not paying market value for the house. You're going to have to overbid in order for you to get that property, which is crazy, right? And then those same people is only going to go to one house. So if you're competing with 10 people, the same 9 people that are already pre-qualified for it, right? But they still can't get it because the houses are just so expensive. And that's another problem within itself. I don't know if that has to do with building, with codes. There's something else. I don't think the issue is just as simple as, let's get Trump in there and everything's going to be fixed. That's just my main point. And I'll take your answer up here. But thanks for having my call. And I don't know if you have, I never really see you speak about these topics, but if you maybe have like an Instagram or anywhere else or ever get more information, I always want to learn. I'm down to learn.
There you go.
So thank you guys.
All right, thank you, man.
And we appreciate the time.
And
We
you- and
appreciate
you know,
the call.
You know what's a bigger competition? Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the call. You know, it's another competition for people that want to buy their first homes? Chinese banks. Because here in LA, there's a lot of Chinese banks that are buying up houses.
So it's a seller's market essentially right now, where if anyone wants to capitalize on second, third, fourth rental properties, they're getting rid of them, and a lot of people are leaving California. They don't want to be landlords in California. Some people thought they could buy properties in California and manage them out of state, and that ends up turning into a shit show. So they're just basically they're calling Mikey.
Yeah, well, the best time
we're
to
getting money for it, but it's not a buyer's market. Go ahead.
It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. No. I was gonna say the best time to have bought him was between 2009 and 2015. If you were gonna buy property, as far as like rental units.
Yeah, my best year was 2013.
There you go. Because right here they're making a killing. The city council and the board of supervisors here changed so many laws that gave landlords a lot of rights.
Kamala gets in there November 6th. I'm going to be doing a live. I don't know if you want to join me on that one. If you want to join me on that one, we could pencil it in right now. It's November 6th, and let's talk about it. It'll be a copy and paste, or people are really going to want to know, Mikey, are you telling the truth on the numbers? We'll see. Now the proof's in the pudding. Okay, hold me to it if it's the same economy. Now, there was a lot of challenges under 45s también. I mean, you're talking about when they shut the California down and all that shit that was going on. I mean, we could talk about that as well, because my best man in my wedding, he's a medical executive, and he was talking about how they were coming in like a production, filming one person getting out of a car and making it seem like bodies are dropping everywhere. But
really,
I believe they did that just for mail-in ballot interruption.
I mean, I definitely believe the mail-in ballots that we received, that all of us here in California received, is 100% illegal and should not be happening. There should not be ballots floating around all over the streets. It should be illegal. The fact that Newsom made that legal just shows how desperate he is to keep power for the Democrats. We shouldn't have that. I shouldn't be getting my mail-in ballot when I never asked for it. You're supposed to request these things. Not only are they sending them out illegally, but they're spending resources on these things that shouldn't be sent. I mean, I get it during the pandemic. I understood that part, but we're not in the pandemic, and these mail-in ballots that are being sent out needs to stop unless they get requested. It really needs to stop, because this is really unbalancing the whole voting system, because anybody can find these things. A Democrat could find a bunch of them in the mailbox and then just fill them out and then turn them in. I don't know how many videos came out the last election where you saw this individuals putting in a bunch of mail-in ballots. Why is one person tossing in 20, 30, 100 in there? Why? That should never happen.
Well, I mean, they're going through them, they're funneling them. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, but again,
it's illegal, and they shouldn't be doing that anymore. The put in, it just goes to show you which politician isn't speaking against it is probably part of this whole corruption.
So tell the people, are you coming with me on November 6th? Are we
yeah, November 6th. Well, what is that? Is that
that's a Wednesday? Because I think the 5th. Let me look real quick.
I'm gonna have to double check with you on that in case.
For sure. It is a Wednesday. If not, of course, I'm gonna run the Wednesday show. But obviously, if you want to come on, there's gonna be a different atmosphere, or it'll be copy and paste. That's just the reality of it.
That's what it is, man.
All right, live on Chicano Street, Norbeez. Last words to the people.
Last word to the people. Okay, well, first, thank you to everybody that tapped in, everybody that called in, everybody that hit the like, the subscribes, the super chats, that commented, that roasted. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in. I know it's been a minute since I've gone live, and my apologies. Like I said, I've been working on some projects, and I'll put it in my community post so that you guys can keep up on what projects I am working on. I am really, well, not me, but an artist is releasing a music video that I made. Her name is Amora. She's gonna be putting that out on either this Thursday or Friday. So look out for that. Her name is Amora J. The song is called "Hit My Line," and I did the music video for that. So if you guys catch on that, please, hit a like on
Support
that.
it.
Yes. And also I came out on a vlog with an artist called Twixie. Her vlog is under the YouTube page called Diana Gonzalez. You can find me there and see what I'm doing there with her as far as projects. There's a lot of other people like MC Pez, Midget Loco, a lot of artists that I truly believe in, and I can definitely see them grow, like Johnny Diaz, Spanish Fly, the whole thing, and it's great. I got a lot of things going on, and I want to show all of you guys that. So thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight to this live with me and Chicano Tube. Thank you, Chicano Tube, for having me on. Because I'll be honest, had you not, asked me to do a live with you, I probably would not have gone live. For the fact that I'm just so focused and working out all these projects. So thank you for encouraging me and pushing me to stay here for the people, because honestly, the people are very important to me. The live chat is always number one for me, because without a live chat, you have no show.
Bingo.
You guys in the live chat, you guys watching us right now, you guys are what helps us grow. You guys are the ones that inspire us. You guys are the ones that show us that there is a unity in all this. It's not me and Chicano Tube or me and other YouTubers. It's you guys. You guys are the unifiers. You guys are the ones that, you guys are the proof that we are united. It's not me and Mikey, or me and Sonny, and me and Tony A, or me, anybody else. It's you guys. You guys that are literally on this live chat, and thank you for the super chat.
Gracias for that super chat.
You guys are the proof when I tell people we are united. A lot of people might say we're not united. Yes, we are, because literally I see the people that are commenting, the people that are hitting the likes. I see you guys as my proof to the people that tell me we're not united. Yes, we are united. We are united here because we have an audience that are our people, that are our peers, that are watching us, that are supporting us as we support them, and give them gratitude, because you guys are the ones that keep us here to talk about these things. And so much love to all of you guys. Much love to the Hip Hop Jedi. He's
That's
my
right.
producer also for News with Norbeez and Run the Fate. So much stuff to him also. Aside from that, thank you, Mikey, for having me on here.
No, absolutely. I'm going to read the super chat, though, before we go, out of respect. Remember Me is in the casa. Gracias for the dub. I appreciate you. We're going to get some merch. The wife has been talking about hats and do a giveaway. And so that's going to be coming up next month. We got the Halloween live also. That's going to be an open live. I think I just want people to jump on with costumes. Let's shoot the shit, man. So Halloween is going to be a special live. You'll see the thumbnail. We'll make it creepy. We'll do something always artistic and crazy. But me, I just say thank you, Norbeez. Again, this is the cross streaming is what's beautiful, is the communities get to join. And maybe there's people that haven't seen, people from my community, yours to mine, and of course cross subscribe and cross like. So gracias to everyone. It was a great conversation. We touched on a lot of things. We tried to do something substantial tonight, right? We shot the shit a little bit, drank some True Serum, but I think we really did hit a lot of topics that a lot of channels don't talk about. A lot of channels are just entertainment, and that's fine as well, but at least you got a little bit higher IQ or learn something. Like, I didn't even know how many people were naive, just like me, thinking that the Raza Chicanos followed the Africanos on the civil rights movement. I was like, I can't be the only one that light turned on tonight. So we learned something. We're always going to learn something in this community. Of course, with the Brown Raza political party, he says, in MAGA. That's right. November 5th, you're going to go ahead and vote. Voting is a private thing, but at the end of the day, go and vote. Go and vote and get your voice heard. Norbeez, I appreciate you otra vez más. I'm going to be seeing you maybe on Halloween with the mask on.
Yeah.
I'll be live.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll be on November 6th. Wait.
Definitely. Thank you, Mike.
You guys were out live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street, and live with News with Norbeez and Run the Fade podcast. We are signing out for the evening. But remember what we always say. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.
Hey.